You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's After Show.
Hey there, Lost Girl fans. Do we have a theme song? Do we have a theme song?
That's it.
This is the full version of the theme song?
There are lyrics to the theme song. It's like a legit song.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, hey gang, we're here on AFTERBUZZ TV. We're talking about Lost Girl, Season 4, Episode 1, In Memoriam. I am Matt Lieberman. Joining me on the panel all season long is the fantastic and talented Miss Yael Tygiel.
Hello, everyone.
Oh my god. So we've been talking about doing this show together, just as a background for listeners. We've been talking about doing this show together for a while now.
Yeah, I think
for a few months.
A few months.
It's been in the works. And I sat down and I watched the entire series of Lost Girl.
As one should.
To prepare for it. But I don't think anything could have prepared us for this season opener.
Oh, no.
No. Because we come in and it's like, okay, you know, secret mission thing happening. Someone in high heels getting down off the bottom of a truck. It's like, okay, back to business, I guess. But Bo disappeared. And then, oh no, it's Kenzie.
Yeah.
And she's doing kind of like a lone wolf thing. She's, you know, sort of the sidekick now to Dyson and the newly reinstated as a detective, I guess, Hale.
Yeah, except for that Dyson went off a cliff at the end of this last season.
Right.
So magically, he's back. She's detectiving.
Yeah, and we're just like one big like triad detective show. I'm like, okay, it's a new show, I guess.
Yeah.
I was very weirded out, but even more so weirded out when Kenzie and Dyson are back at Kenzie and Bo's place, and they're having this kind of cute, kind of steamy conversation about whether or not she's lonely and the amount of thongs that she has.
Thongs everywhere.
Everywhere.
Which, I don't know if you recall, in the season 3 finale, Bo says, I don't wear underwear. So we know it wasn't Bo's thongs.
That's true. So she just had that many thongs already.
And they just had to be all over her apartment.
Jesus.
As opposed to in a drawer.
In a drawer, in a box, or in one of like the many holes in their walls.
Yes.
Yeah. How do they not have just supreme rats?
I don't understand how the place doesn't fall down in the wind. That's my question.
Yeah, it's made of like 5 slats of wood, and it's always dim no matter what time of day.
Yeah, I don't think they even have lights. I'm surprised they have running water.
Yeah. No, they live in a hovel, but nothing could have prepared us for what happened next, namely that Dyson swoops in and kisses Kenzie.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And it's and we're kind of like and then actually that's kind of awesome. But here's my thing with this, because like we don't know. I assume when they get their memories back, they still remember everything that happened.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
While their memories were gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
I can't wait for that discussion.
Yeah, wait, so how far along did they get in their relationship? Were they, I mean, this is Lost Girl after all.
Right, I assume that they have slept together multiple times.
Okay.
That is an assumption I'm making. Yeah. I have nothing to back that up.
Right. Well, here's the thing. And like, you know, Dyson and Hale, I'm just going to say this from like a male perspective, they're not like, they don't have like the most, like, they aren't the most charming people in the world, but I would say that Dyson is more charming than Hale is, and I feel less invested in the Kenzie-Hale romance now that I saw the two of them together. I'm like, I like that more.
Well, why? Well, one, I'm glad that you like it more.
Yeah.
But two, why is that you think that, why do you find Hale less charming?
I find Hale less charming because it feels like more of a put-on. Like, he's just, you know, he's got his whole look down, but he's hundreds of years old.
Right.
So it feels like he could have grown into something a bit more classy. When he was the Ash last season, I'm like, okay, look how handsome he is. He's out from under the fedora. He's not trying to be cool. He's taking on responsibility. I'm like, this is Hale all grown up. And now I feel like he's back to his old tricks, and he's barely out of the office. His seat's barely cold. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I think what's really interesting about Hale and Kenzie is that I've been, like most fans, I assume, been begging for it.
Right. For like 3 years.
3 years. And I remember in season 1 when Hale was like, I don't date humans. I've never dated a human. I have no interest in humans. And then it switched in his head, but he never said it out loud, that like, okay, he doesn't really like humans. He doesn't find them attractive, except for this one particular one. And I guess that's where the fans jumped on and were like, oh, this would be so cute because he doesn't like humans and she's a human and it's going to be so romantic.
Right. And like, his family won't approve, but he'll defend her.
Right.
And, he'll grow into the kind of man that she deserves. But Dyson is the alpha wolf. And he's got the six-pack, and he already is devoted and committed.
I'm aware.
Yeah.
I'm aware of his six-pack.
Right.
I am aware of his alphaness.
If a man could have 10 packs, he would. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm picturing that. I got thrown off.
You got thrown off at the image of his body stretched out just a little bit more. That's a bit too much for you.
I was just thinking his pants were a little lower. Anyway. Sorry, where were we?
We were talking about this unexpected kiss, and now we have this weird romantic triangle, which obviously won't last because Bo has to come back.
Well, the biggest issue with the triangle is that Dyson keeps being like, oh, Hale, I know you love her. Like,
yeah.
Oh, Hale, I'm going to pick on you because you love her and you're afraid to say it to her. But then I'm going to go home with her.
Yeah. It's kind of like he's kind of being a crappy friend.
It's kind of a dick move.
Yeah. And I thought that Dyson was more virtuous than that. Now, granted, he's got all these unplaced feelings that went towards a person that now he can no longer remember.
Right.
So that's probably what's screwing him up.
I guess. But I mean, he can't love Kenzie.
Yeah.
He can't love anyone.
Why not? She's the best character on the show.
No, I'm not going to fight you on that.
Okay.
But because he can only love once, and he's loved Bo, and regardless of if she's in his life or in his memories,
right,
he will never be able to love Kenzie.
True.
So it's just going to be really hot, beautiful sex.
What, when Bo gets back?
No, Kenzie
And Dyson, but so you're saying that it's going to be this thing that this can never be, but it will be right now.
God, I hope so.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry. I apologize.
No.
Yes, please.
I am... I'm getting kind of like a first-hand view of what the fandom looks like. I'm very new to this show. Mm-hmm. Like, I'll come out and say it, and I also want to apologize to diehard Lost Girl fans. I know that we're starting this podcast a little bit late. We're a little bit behind. I ask you to work with us and be patient as we are doing our best to catch up as quickly as possible.
That's true.
We're going to be doing 2 episodes a week until we are caught up. Don't worry. Don't fret. We will be caught up as soon as possible.
We'd also like to thank Canadian fans for not sending us Twitter spoilers.
Oh, thank goodness, because it's a huge pain.
Yeah,
and we want to enjoy the show as much as you do.
There are already 11 episodes in.
11 in
season 4
in Canada. Mm-hmm. Jeez Louise, is it? It's not another 22 episode season.
I believe it's a 13 episode season.
Okay,
I make that assumption based on every season except for season 2.
Season 2, yeah. I prefer 13 episodes. I think it's easier to plot it. You know, it's a tighter story. Yeah. Okay, before we continue, because we still have so much to break down with this episode, I just want to talk quickly about iTunes, and thank you folks for downloading this podcast, streaming it, watching it on any of your devices that you could possibly want. We do it because we know that you love this show. We've been hearing it for a while. Please do this show. So we're doing it for you. We are so happy to provide this service. It's a free podcast. You can download it, listen to it, watch it anywhere. What could you do for us if you're feeling generous? Well, I'll tell you, we don't need any of your money. We just want a little bit of your time. Go to iTunes, slap the show with a rating. We prefer 5-star ratings. We provide a mix of criticism, information, and comedy that I think is, it's a frothy mix.
And honesty.
Yeah, and pure sheer honesty.
Yep.
That, can't be matched. So, rate what you feel, leave us a review, let us know what you love about Lost Girl, what you like about our show, things that we could be doing or saying that maybe we're just not hitting hard enough. Do you want more discussion of Dyson's abs. This is the forum for you to make those recommendations.
And if you do want that, please do not hesitate to write that down.
It will make us laugh very much, and we appreciate that.
Yes.
We appreciate you, Lost Girl Podcast. Okay,
Yes.
so they actually kind of get a client almost immediately as they're about to get down to it. Aoife of all people, walks into the apartment looking for her daughter Bo. They don't know who that is.
Right.
She's got this coil in her eye that shows that her memory's been tampered with.
The Requito coil.
The Requito coil.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's obviously distressed, but is like way friendlier than Aoife has ever been.
She reminds me of the first time we met her when she was showing Bo all the wonderful things you could do as a succubus.
Yeah, but that was fake. This feels like a bit more real. When she meets up with Trick at the end, it's like a beautiful moment before she gets her memory back.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It's what we get a glimpse of what the relationship might have been before the rift that came between them, which I assume happened when she married the Wanderer. Or had a child with him.
When she had a child, we'll say that we'll go that far.
Okay, what, have you seen ahead?
No.
Or we just don't know that they ever got married?
We don't know they got married. I just don't want to make any statements.
Okay. I prefer to be bold.
Make a statement.
Okay, I'll make a statement. I think that they were deeply in love, but I don't think that they ever got married. I think they had a child out of wedlock.
I feel like Aoife's not the kind of person.
She's not the Marion type.
No.
But neither is the Wanderer. He comes and he goes. He's got a song to accompany him. Yeah.
I love it.
He loves to run around. That was so fun in the season finale last season.
Yeah.
That was so fun.
The first time we heard that song way back in season 3, I was like, oh, I like this song. But by the end of the season, I was like, I liked that song. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah.
Lost Girl.
Yeah. Lost Girl. And let's just put, like, without putting too fine a point on it, very different show when Bo is not a cast member.
Yeah.
When she's not on the show, it's got a completely different focus. Kenzie and Dyson, even not talking about their physical relationship, come far more into focus.
Yeah.
It feels different. Plus, no one's using special sex powers to get anything that they want. Instead, they're using fake sparkler powers.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's got
Jubilee. She's Jubilee.
She's Jubilee. She's got fireworks hands. Thanks to Massimo.
Massimo the Druid.
Yeah. Dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. When he laid. Is that in? I don't know if this is in that episode or in the episode that followed. I think in this episode when he laid hands on her and was like,
this episode.
Yeah, and he's like, like there's another way to pay. I'm like, gross, 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 run!
I can't believe she just stood there.
Yeah,
that didn't seem.
She
like
knows that he's powerful and that she's in too deep. She's still a wanted terrorist.
Yeah,
which is crazy. Everything that happened in the season 3 finale across both parts will be felt across the rest of the series. Like, a lot of major decisions were made.
Yeah.
All humans who know about the Fae are now outlaws that should be hunted down. We've got the Unamens, this council coming in, trying to set the balance of light and dark into order.
They're the enforcers of the laws.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Ancient enforcers with a wicker basket filled with black goo.
Yeah. The goo.
Yeah. Super gross. We don't know what that is. I watch the show with subtitles. And I thought that in the second episode they gave a name for the black goo, because it said it was Trick talking, and he was like, the beheadings, the interrogations, and then it said the UHZE, and I was like, ooh, the ooze, and that's going to be the name for it. And he was like, the huge. I'm like, oh, okay.
Like he means usual.
Yeah. But I was just like, oh.
You were so excited.
I was so excited that the black goo had a name, because anytime you have black goo on a show, you need to have a name for it, okay? Over on the Helix After Show, we call the black goo on that show Ziz. That was a Stephen Lemieux call. That was not my call.
Okay, I was going to say that I don't think the show named it Ziz.
Yeah.
Well, then we're going to call this Ziz.
We're gonna
as
call
well.
this Ziz too?
Yes.
Okay, so I got Ziz on 2 shows.
Yeah.
I'd say hashtag Ziz, but that's apparently a Pokemon thing, as we quickly learned on the Helix show. So, meanwhile, Vex is the new Morrigan.
Yeah,
apparently.
which is amazing, and I think should have happened years ago.
Oh yeah, he's besides Kenzie, he's the most fun character on the show.
Yeah,
he's just got so much personality. I loved it when he was a good guy, and I was hoping that he was going to stick around. But I guess he's more interesting to have on the side of evil,
right?
You know, to have his powers back. Mm-hmm. And apparently, Ebony is dead or missing at his hand.
But then Dyson says he can smell her sitting in her cell, and that she is very much alive.
And Vex is not pleased.
No.
Not pleased at all. Dyson finagles his 3 tickets to Engelrum's party.
Engelrum the Collector.
Yes. Having a big bash before the Unamens come in and make everything boring.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Vex now is without tickets because Kenzie, Hale, and Dyson are all heading over there.
Yep.
And Dyson and Hale get there on time. They're looking around, so fancy. You know, Engelrum, this guy, he's a collector. He also gives one woman her wish, her truest wish.
Which is adorable.
Yeah.
When it's revealed who he is, I think it's great that he chooses a woman to give a wish to.
It's true. Because as we come to discover, it is George Takei, Snake Beast.
Yes.
And it's George Takei, and he looks like just like an Asian woman going through menopause. I love George Takei. Don't blow up at me. Don't be upset. But he's like wearing this orangey suit. What color is the suit? Salmon.
I think it was a whitish
salmon colored suit, and he's just like. Ooh.
But he's also like, it's just. I want to say it's his waist and above.
Yeah.
On top of a snake. It's not even like his whole torso. It's just like halfway through his shirt.
Right.
And above.
This is Lost Girl we're talking about.
What, they have the money to give him a full torso.
I guess. They could give him a full torso, but where's the fun in that?
He was like the hat on top of the snake body.
I know. And he wasn't even the mouth of the snake.
No.
The snake mouth is at the other end. So he's the snake's butt.
Talking butt.
Talking butt. He is a talking snake butt who grants wishes. Why are more people not watching this show? We have a talking snake butt that grants wishes and likes to eat people.
Yeah. Humans.
Eat humans.
He likes to eat humans.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Kenzie, you know, she is in this pickle with Massimo where he said he would turn her into Faye, and instead he's got her hooked on what's ostensibly drugs.
Right.
You know, it's not addictive, but she needs it.
Yeah.
You know. She could have wished to be Faye right then and there.
I was thinking that as well.
Yeah.
But she cares more. So
she doesn't remember Bo.
But what did he say to her? He said, you could have wished for me to tell you where your friend was.
Yeah.
Or for me to bring her back. And she goes, what are you talking about? Even without her memory, she still wants to find Bo and knows that she needs the compass to find what she's forgotten.
Yeah. I guess so. I'm just like, oh, I feel like you could have gotten 2 out of that. You could have finagled. Also,
that's true. She of all people would have finagled that.
Yeah. So can we stop for a second and talk about how Kenzie looked in that dress
and
with
the tango?
That hair and the tango, and she just looked marvelous. She was so beautiful. She was. I thought she was really, really hot in this dress, the backless, and it was awesome, and the hair, and she was just like a surefire knockout. I'm like, okay, Anna Silk who? Let's, crown the new queen of Lost Girl and keep going.
I've definitely said Anna Silk who many a times, but I think the dress was gorgeous. It was a little bit Dancing with the Stars.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was like, this show sometimes... It feels like a romance novel at times, and maybe that's just like me being a dude and like just like being picky. Mm-hmm. But this was like, okay, so we've got this romance triangle. Let's make it visual and have this big tango dance. And I'm just like hearing her internal monologue, or how it would be written in the kind of book that would have Fabio on the cover as Dyson. Like that's kind of how that felt to me.
They wanted to make sure that no one in the audience had any doubts that there was a love triangle happening.
There is a love triangle happening.
We're going to show you in dance format.
Yes, it's the only way to prove that these are viable romances.
And I think the best part was not the dancing, but how bad, like how uncomfortable Hale was at the dancing.
Yeah.
But also, did you know that Ksenia Solo actually was one of the dancers in Black Swan?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, that's why she looked so amazing dancing.
Holy crap. Yeah, that's...
She's a dancer.
I'm tucking that nugget of information away.
You're welcome.
That's a great thing for a man to know.
You're welcome.
Great. But before we got there, we totally forgot to mention Dr. Snook getting his rocks off, deleting women's memories of their husbands' affairs.
Also speaking about himself in third person.
Yeah. Snook doesn't care what you need. Snook only cares what Snook needs. Yeah. And I love that he was at the party, too.
Yeah, and then when Vex arrives, he goes, "Oh, Snook."
He's basically a Smurf.
Yeah.
He's a fish fae. I always find it weird when there's fish fae living on land. I just feel like there should be more of them in the ocean.
That's true.
Yeah.
I agree with that statement. I have nothing to add.
Nothing to add there. So Kenzie's being chased around by Mr. Snakebutt. Snake Mouth lashing out at these boxes. He's dispatched by the fantastic Mr. Dyson. And they fix this compass, and suddenly they remember... Oh, crap, Bo, we have a friend. Oh, my God, we slept together. Let's never discuss this again.
Yeah.
Until it is least convenient for everyone involved.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Trick faces down with Aoife. He finally finds her, and then she remembers what's going on, remembers her anger, and she howls to the heavens. Ah!
And she pulls out a
knife and then goes to stab him. And I'm like, what's happening, Lost Girl? What's happening?
It's a great show without Bo.
Oh, it's so weird. It's such a weird show. I don't know how I feel, because any art that elicits as strong a reaction as Lost Girl has elicited from me is worthwhile. But then things like that, I'm just like, what is this show doing? But then, like, maybe that's the point? I don't know. I'm so lost. Yael, what should I do?
You should keep watching, because you're lost and she was lost.
It's Lost Girl.
And now she's found. You're a lost girl.
Great. What else?
In the final moments.
In the final moments of this episode.
May I jump to the final moments?
Please.
In the final moments, we see Lauren with a terrible wig.
Yes.
That redheaded wig with those bangs that are too short. Terrible. She's a waitress.
Named Amber.
Because if you're a redhead, your name is Amber.
That's basically a universal truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what happens? She also remembers and goes, Bo.
Yeah. Bo. The way that she talks. Bo. Yeah. And she realizes, oh my God, I'm a waitress in the middle of nowhere, and my girlfriend is lost.
Again. And then I think we see some eyes open. And they are blue.
We don't quite know where she is until the next episode. And we see that the card has been in Trick's in the doll this whole time.
Yeah.
In a box in Trick's office. So obviously, we got to get that card. Something's very important's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to talk about this next episode where all like the action stuff happens. Any other thoughts on this episode? I know we're coming up light. I feel like we're missing something very, very key about this episode.
I feel like this episode was just it was kind of their way of reminding us of all this stuff that had happened, but in a way that is just not the way that a show would normally or should ever be like, hey, here's what you've missed up until now.
Yeah.
And I think it was very interesting that they jumped so far ahead. And for those in Canada who got to see the web series, there were webisodes that filled you in on how things got to where they were.
Yeah.
Which was, I saw them and they were great. And I think that it would have been nice to have them here.
Okay. I want to move into predictions. I know that we're taping our recap of the second episode after this one, so I just want to talk about like season-wide predictions, if I may. Is that all right?
Yes.
All right, let's do predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Okay. So, I want to ask about Kenzie and her whole predicament. So we got a lot of stories up in the air this season. Kenzie is definitely in a bind. She's stuck paying off Massimo until she can figure out how to maintain her Fae disguise on a more regular basis. Do you think she becomes full Fae this season? Do you think that that's the right move for the series? Obviously, something's got to give as far as she's concerned. What do you think?
I think there's no way that she's going to be full Fae. I know that at the end of last season, Lauren was doing that that surgery on Taft to kidnap them.
And it became half Cabot.
Yeah, and we're not doing surgery on Kenzie. I think rubbing cream on her isn't going to make her Fae at any point. I think there's no way for her to become Fae, and I think that I know that she needs it to cover her humanness now.
Yeah.
But I think they got to find a better way to do it, because I think her trying to be Fae it's dumb. I'm sorry.
See, I want her to become Fae. I'm like, this show's been on. This is the 4th year that this show's been on. We have to evolve her in some way, whether it's really kicking off this Hale Kenzie romance and giving her something to do besides worry about Beau, or she has to go on a more personal journey. And I feel like becoming Fae and learning how to deal with that could very well be that journey.
Well, I think that she's on a journey of self-identification and being like, I need to accept that I'm human and that I can help. I mean, at the end of last season, she had that whole struggle with herself. Can I really help them? Am I holding everyone back because I'm human? I think that it would be nice this season that by the end of the season, she goes, you know what? My humanness is what we need, and not me to become Fae. Also, being Jubilee is not a special Fae.
No, that wouldn't have helped them at all at the end of last season.
Wouldn't have helped them at all, ever.
Yeah.
Other than, you can do this.
Yeah. I like Spirit Fingers. I like Firework Fingers. It works very well as a capper at the end of a beautiful dance routine.
Yes.
Yes.
That was the best time she's ever used it.
Oh yeah. No, it was a great whole sequence, and it's so weird. She's rubbing like Sprite genitals all over her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gross.
That's gross. And especially having Massimo rub it all over her is even skeevier.
I have it in my notes. I wrote Massimo, sleazy. That's my note.
Yeah. Oh, he's a sleaze bag, and he wants it, and that's gross.
Yeah.
Kenzie, you can do better.
Yeah, you got Dyson.
Dyson. Do Dyson.
Please.
Okay. All right. So I guess that's going to wrap it up for us. We're just keeping it a little short, I guess, just because we got 2 episodes today.
Yeah.
The next one will be a little bit longer. But both of them are dropping tomorrow, so you'll be able to enjoy the next one immediately after this one. Double dose, Lost Girl fever. I love it. Yael, where can the people find you?
The people can find me online at yael.tv. That's yael.tv. And on Twitter, Yael Tygiel, YAELTYGIEL.
Okay, and you can find me on Twitter at Matt Lieberman. That's MATTLIEBERMAN. You can also find me here on AfterBuzz TV on a bunch of shows. We got Sherlock together. We're going to be doing some Doctor Who classics, hopefully later this winter. You should be watching Helix on Sci-Fi, Banshee on Cinemax, and Almost Human on Fox. All right. Thanks, folks. We will be back with another episode in just a moment. Be well.
Your AfterBuzz TV Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff. We would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.